This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Like we're joined by Joe Hayden today. Joe, just talking off camera there. Been a while. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you. Been well. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. Now, obviously, last time we spoke, you just had your second amateur fight, I think it was. Now the pro debut's pending. Excited, nervous. What's the mood?
Current mood, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. Reason being, I think because everything's gone that well in training. I've done everything to a T, really. Diet, training, even rest, and now I'm just buzzing to get in there and fight.
Yeah, I found it interesting. The first time we spoke, you said when you were first training, going around gyms, maybe there's a little bit of imposter syndrome. You lack the confidence to think you belong there. But after being around the circuit and having these amateur fights, it seems like you really do have this confidence now that, yeah, this is the right time. I belong in these circles.
Yeah, definitely. Since I last spoke to you, that confidence has definitely come. It's like you said, I felt like you said a bit of imposter syndrome. I didn't feel like I fitted in as much as I should have in the boxing scene back then. But now with the other bouts under my belt and the amounts of rounds and sparring we've got in going round to different gyms, I definitely feel like I'm very capable of fitting in with these good prospects now, definitely.
You made it clear when we spoke last year, if I remember rightly, that it was the plan to get a few amateur fights in, so you'd had some competitive fight experience before you turned pro. Why is now the right time to turn pro?
Well, after speaking to you, I think I had two more amateur fights, which like as you said, it's not a lot of amateur fights at all, and it's not a lot of experience at all. But where I lack an experience, I've made up with time in the gym and going around to different gyms sparring, and that's definitely helped me out massively a long way. And this just feels like the right time. I had my last fight in December, I think my last fight were. And obviously after New Year, we were looking to kick on and have a big 2022 in amateur boxing, but that didn't work out. I think I had about 4 or 5 fights where they got arranged and then the opponents have pulled out. I got a Yorkshire belt fight, which we thought, right, this one it'll actually happen. It come to it, and then the opponent pulled out, and we just had no luck with fights. And then got a good sponsorship opportunity. And Dave said, to be fair, mate, more suited to pro boxing. Instead of messing about, we might as well just give it a go. And here we are.
Dave, someone who's very much been there, done it, worn the t-shirt. What's he told you ahead of your pro debut? I know winning's important, but has he kind of reiterated that you need to enjoy it as well?
Yeah, definitely. And he's warned me. He said it'll be one of the hardest things you've ever done. He's not sugarcoating it in the slightest. Like he's telling me exactly. Obviously, like he said, been there, done it. He's telling me exactly how he felt and exactly how I possibly will feel. Like he said, it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. The nerves will kick in. It's obviously it's going to be in front of quite a few people, so the occasion could get to me. But no, I'm absolutely buzzing for it, to be honest, mate. And I feel ready. More than ready.
I find it interesting you say, I know, Dave, there's no sugarcoating. How important is that honesty in that relationship to help you develop and know exactly where you stand with things?
The honesty is massive, to be honest with you, because it helps me definitely. If he's honest with me and he tells me exactly how it's going to be, then I can mentally prepare myself for the situation. Whereas if he were telling me it's going to be easy, you're going to go in there and it's not going to get to you. You shouldn't feel nervous. Then it comes to night and say I feel nervous, then I'll be panicking. I'll be thinking, why am I feeling nervous? Dave said I shouldn't have felt nervous, but no, yeah, the honesty in the relationship that we've got is brilliant, really.
One thing I want to ask you about, I know you've been going around gyms and getting experience sparring different people. One thing we'd kind of touched on before is the time you spent at Peter Fury's gym. I know Dave took you down there. When someone like Peter Fury pulls you to one side after you've been sparring and compliments you and says you're on the right path, etc., how much of a personal lift is that for you?
No, it was brilliant. And at the time, it was just exactly what I needed. And even since then, the improvements since we went to Peter Fury's have been unbelievable. So if we could go back there, that'd be brilliant just for him to see me again. But even back then, just for someone like Peter Fury who's been in the game long enough and he's seen plenty of fighters, for him to say something complimentary to me, that were massive.
Now Now you've been around, sparred all kinds of different people. I see you share a lot of post sparring photos, etc. If you had to pick one, who do you say is the best fighter you've sparred so far?
Got to be Dalton Smith, 100% Dalton Smith. He's top class. Yeah.
Yeah, Dalton's been very much touted as a star of the future. He's headlining his own show now. From
Yeah.
what you've seen of in the ring with him, do you think he is someone that will go all the way?
100%. Yeah, he'll be world champion without a doubt in the next couple of years. Definitely, he's something special, Dalton. But don't get me wrong, the other lads that I've sparred, like local Sheffield lad who's also signed with GBM, he's fighting the same night as me, Joe Jenkins. He's really talented. Obviously, Levi Kinciona, Shaquille Thompson, all these lads are all top class fighters.
Mm. Let's talk about your plans for the pros then. Obviously, you got the first box to tick coming up, the pro debut. But if that is all well and it's out the way, how active do you want to be? You've had the amateur frustrations. Do you need to be busy?
I want to be busy, to be honest, because obviously, like we said, with the lack of experience, I want to get the experience and I want to get the rounds in. I don't want to beat around the bush, and I just wanted it full on, full throttle, and get these fights in. Hopefully, get 4 or 5 in before end of year, and then straight back at it next year. I don't want to take time out after fights. I just want to be straight back in gym and get this experience in and build my way up through British ranks, really.
We're here now. We're about to start the pro journey, but it's something I haven't asked you about before. What started you boxing in the first place? What was it, and how long ago?
Well, I first stepped into a boxing gym when I was about 11 or 12 years old. Tommy Lay BC it was, and I trained there for a bit, and I had a skills bout when I was 12 years old. And then my mum gave me the ultimatum, as you do, it's either football or boxing. So being a kid and obviously spending a lot of time with mates, I went for football because that's what all my mates did, and carried on playing football. And then that's what I did up until I was 18 years old, play football. But every pre-season, without fail, I'd be in boxing gym because I were always a keep fitter. I would never like to not do anything. So as soon as football season finished, I'd go straight into boxing gym. But I wouldn't go into boxing gym looking to fight and looking to get bouts. I'd just be going to boxing gym to keep fit, and I'd spar, but I would never take it seriously. And then obviously played football, and then I had a knee injury. I dislocated my knee, and then I tried getting back into it, but it just affected me really. I couldn't play the same as what I used to, and then I thought to myself, I need to keep busy. I'm going to go back to the boxing gym. So I went back down when I was about 18, and started taking it a bit more serious from there. I had a bout when I was 18, and then obviously COVID hit. I had a couple of years out with COVID, but all the way through COVID, I was still training. Me and my little brother were in garden sparring and doing pads every day, and we're still running. I ended up sparring Terry Harper for the Natasha Jonas fight, and then Dave texted my little brother because we know Danny, so Dave texted my little brother saying, "Do you want to come down to a bit of body sparring?" So he went down, and then I went down the day after because I think I was working the day before. I went down the day after. Since then, I've been with Dave ever since. Literally, pretty much every day since then.
What was your first impression of being around Dave, and how quickly did he notice talent in you that he wanted to work with you and keep you around?
First impression was, this fella's fucking massive. You don't realise how big they are on telly, do you? And then you see them in real life and you think, chuffing hell, they are big, aren't they, these heavyweights? But now, I think, well, Dave said it himself quite a few times when he first saw me come down. He thought I was a bit of a keep fitter. He said that he could see a bit there, but he didn't think that I'd stick to it. So I think he says he tried to kill me off. So he put me through all these grueling sessions and trying to kill me off, trying to sicken me off of it. But I stuck at it, and I smashed them all through. And then 18 months later, I'm still here, and I'm in a lot better version of myself as well, thanks to Dave.
Final one before I let you go, Joe. When everyone turns pro, they tend to have a goal in mind, whether it be a certain belt they want, etc. Have you thought at all about what your dream would be as a pro?
I'd love to win a British title. 100%. A Lonsdale belt would be amazing. And I'd love to box for a world title, whether that's out of my depth, who knows? But time will tell, won't it? Eventually, the rate of improvement that I've done in the last 18 months to 2 years has been unbelievable. So if this keeps up, then you never know where I'm going to end up, really. And under Dave's supervision, it's hard to say. You can't really put a time on it or say where I'm going to end up. But no, I think I'll build it up slowly, and I'll work my way through it traditionally, central area, build all these titles up, and then eventually box for British, and that hopefully that leads on to bigger things, which I think in the future I will be capable of.
Yeah, that British title, one of the most revered titles in boxing, but a beautiful belt as well. Wouldn't look too bad on the mantelpiece.
No, definitely not.
All right, Joe. Look, appreciate you speaking to me today. We'll have someone there on the night for your pro debut. So best of luck, and we'll catch you very soon, mate. Yeah.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.